What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97, and welcome to episode number 61 of my WWE 2K15 Universe Mode. We're here with Monday Night Raw, as let's take a look at the match card as we see the tag team tournament continues, as the Usos will be taking on Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, the first matchup in the semifinals. Rusev defeats Adam Rose, so Adam Rose's stock continues to fall after losing to Ryback last week. Damien Sandow knocks off The Miz in singles competition, so Sandow getting a nice victory there. Triple threat match as Emma, Nikki Bella, and Naomi will square off, so a bit of women's action right there. Christian knocks off Booker T after just completely stabbing Dolph Ziggler in the back last week. A complete act of disrespect there. And in the main event, Curtis Axel goes one-on-one with the United States champion Cesaro here. So that should be a good match to look forward to. But of course, first things first, tag team tournament. As we see, the Shield will be taking on the Uso here tonight. The Ascension will be taking on the Brotherhood this Friday on SmackDown, episode 63 of Universe Mode. So stay tuned for that. And then next week on Main Event, which will be episode 65, we will see the winner of this match take on the winner of that match. And the winner of the third match, the finals of the tournament, will face the Wyatt family at Over the Limit, episode 67, the pay-per-view. I know, it's almost upon us, folks. It's especially weird for me, considering I recorded Extreme Rules earlier today, recorded episode 58 and 59, and now I'm doing this episode. So it's weird for me, because it feels like I've just sped through this month. Yeah, but how has it been for you? How has this month progressed for you, the viewer? Are you excited with the current Universe Mode product? Are there any changes I should be making? Let me know down in the comments section. What are you happy about? Who do you think should get a push? All that good stuff. Any other sort of feedback-related comments down below. As we move on now, Shield, they have made their entrance, and again, the Usos, they're out of their yard. They're here on Raw, even though they're a SmackDown tag team. That's just how this tournament's working out. It's not something I plan to do regularly, but because it is a tournament, it's just how it works out. So the Shield, they're in their home yard, whereas the Usos, yet again, I mean, we saw that didn't phase them too much last week. They did manage to pick up the win over Awesome Truth, but tonight's a completely different night because they're taking on one of the most dominant tag teams of this era, one of the most dominant tag teams currently in the WWE, in the Shield. And of course, I don't even need to really mention the Shield's history in Universe Mode. If you've been here for even just recent history of the series, you know what the Shield has accomplished. So I don't really need to explain what all they've done. Their history is well documented. And then we have the Usos, who are kind of on the opposite end. They really have yet to break out here in the series. But this is their opportunity. That's what the tag tournament is for. Gives an opportunity for our tag teams to shine. And I must say, unless the tag team mechanics get any better in the next game, there's no way I'm ever doing this again. This was so awful, especially considering the recording for the original tournament where I played through the entire thing glitched up and it didn't work. The Elgato, well, I don't remember exactly what happened. It was a while ago. By the time I upload this, it's been at least over a month. But I mean, wow, it was really frustrating. It was like a 2-hour video file, and I'm pretty sure I even sent out a tweet about it that I had lost the footage, which was unfortunate. But I went back through and did all the matches again. They all turned out pretty well to my liking, except for that one match between the Usos and Awesome Truth, which took because it would the Miz tried to use the figure four and that kicked me out of the game, so it took like 2 or 3 attempts. And I think there was another matchup in this tournament that took a while. Although I don't remember which one it was. It might have been this one. That might have taken a while. I don't remember exactly what happened. But yeah, I had some troubles with the overall production of the tournament. Or maybe it was in the past recording that I had like, huge issues. But yeah, never again am I going to do a tag team tournament unless the mechanics for tag team matches improve. Hopefully, you know, some point, hopefully they do. But we'll just wait till we get to that. This is not a video to rant on the game. I'm getting too much caught up on a tangent here. So let's focus back in on the matchup. I don't know, sometimes I just randomly delve into the behind-the-scenes stuff for, I don't know, random reasons. I don't know, if you like that sort of thing, let me know, but if you think I should just stick to the matches and whatnot, I don't know, maybe I'll have to make a video sometime on, like, the behind-the-scenes process of Universe Mode. Or just a video with, like, fun facts. I don't know. But let's focus on the tag team match at hand, as any commentator should be doing. So, Jey Uso, look at this, tosses Ambrose out of the corner, hits a crossbody there. So, of course, the Shield, they defeated Viva Perfecto in the first round of the tournament. The Usos defeated Awesome Truth. Nice headbutt there from Jey Uso. And I don't really know who to pull for in this matchup. I don't really know who the favorite would be. Nice clothesline by Ambrose, nearly took Jay's head off. But yeah, I don't really know who the favorite would be. I guess if you're looking at it from a momentum standpoint, it'd probably be the Usos, as they have had a longer string of victories going for them over the past few months than the Shield, where really since WrestleMania, the Shield have kind of gone downhill. But this is a good opportunity for them to get their rematch with the Wyatt family, complete almost a best-of-3 against the family, and perhaps they could finally capture those tag team titles that have eluded their grasp since they made their debut to the series. Despite everything that the Shield has done, they've never captured tag team gold. But then again, to be fair, the Usos have never captured tag team gold either, so they're both in the same boat in that category. As we see, boot to the face there by Dean Ambrose, as he's got Jimmy Uso over in the corner, tags into Seth Rollins, as Seth Rollins now has got Jimmy Uso for a fisherman suplex right there, into the cover, kick out though by Jimmy Uso. So Seth Rollins now the freshest man in the matchup at this stage, hits a reverse DDT, as he's looking to go on the offensive, try to swing momentum into the Shield's corner, perhaps even try to finish off Jimmy Uso right here, as he's got his head wrapped up there. Nice elbow to the top of the skull. As Jimmy Uso's in trouble right now. He might need to tag out fairly soon, as Seth Rollins has him up on his shoulders here for that swinging jawbreaker. What a move by Seth Rollins. Goes into the cover. 1 count. 2, but it's broken up by Jey Uso, who just gets in at the right time to break that one up. And I have no idea how that is even... That's not even physically possible what just happened there, but somehow it... I don't know. I don't know how that happened. But Jey Uso now tagged into the matchup, so Jimmy finally did get to tag out. And he brings in the fresher brother as Jey Uso, a nice punch to the skull of Seth. Seth counters now and delivers a strike of his own. One to the gut now. Jimmy blocks it and delivers, or that's Jey, I should say, blocks it. And now a super kick to the jaw of Seth Rollins. Goes into the cover. But Seth Rollins, he was too close to the ropes, and he got the rope break. Jey Uso has to be more aware of his ring presence, as now he tosses Seth over there into the corner. Throws him out of the corner here. Looking for the crossbody yet again, and he connects. As Seth Rollins now in the center of the ring. Jey Uso firing up a comeback for his team, but Seth counters. Tosses Jey over into the corner. Oh, look at Seth. Seth Rollins, he's looking for the turnbuckle powerbomb, and he hits it right there, driving Jey Uso into the turnbuckle. Covered by Seth, but there's Jimmy right there to break up the pinfall attempt. As now Jey back to his feet. Seth Rollins continues to go on the attack, but it's countered now by Jey as he makes a tag. And Jimmy Uso, oh, look at this, scoop slam by Jey. Jimmy going to the top rope, looking for the Uso splash right here, and he hits it. Seth Rollins is in trouble. Cover here by Jey Uso, or Jimmy, 1. Oh man, it's going to take me a while to get those names right. I always want to say the other. It doesn't help that it's like Jimmy and Jey. They both start with a J. I'll get it. I'll get it. It's not that I'm getting them confused. I'm just misspeaking. And there's a headbutt to the back of the head of Seth Rollins right now, as Jimmy Uso now has Seth Rollins in trouble. Going after the knee now of Seth. And he makes a tag. In comes Jey Uso. Seth Rollins, though, he's Oh, he's so close to tagging in Dean Ambrose, and he makes a tag. In comes the Lunatic Fringe uppercut to Jey Uso, and now he knocks Jimmy Uso off the ropes. Look at this, Dean Ambrose firing up here. But Jey counters with a nice elbow to the side of the head, but Dean Ambrose fires back with a clothesline right there. And Dean Ambrose now, he's just measuring him. He just fired off that pistol that's making the motion. Then he's looking to finish it here as he's hooked the arms for the DDT right there. Dean Ambrose crawls into the cover, but there's Jimmy Uso to break up the pinfall attempt. But Dean Ambrose was looking for that double underhook DDT, but unfortunately for him, Jimmy was right there to break it up. And now Jimmy gets in off the hot tag, uppercut to Dean Ambrose, and he takes Seth Rollins off the apron right there. Here comes Jimmy Uso. He's firing his team back into this matchup. Snap suplex from Jimmy Uso. And Jimmy, he's just one step away from getting the victory here. Super kick to the jaw of Dean Ambrose. That could put him away right here, folks. Cover on Dean. 2 count, but Seth Rollins gets in there to break it up at just the right time. And now Jimmy Uso, elbow to the back of the head of Dean Ambrose. Ambrose, you can see he's dazed right now. Jimmy Uso, this is his time to strike. He's got to hurry up and finish Dean off while he can. Oh, but he's out of energy right now. And Dean Ambrose is going to take advantage of that. Suplex right there to Jimmy Uso. As now Dean Ambrose can perhaps shift the match back in the Shield's favor. Counter, though, by Jimmy Uso. Strike to the back. And now Jimmy... Oh, he's got Dean Ambrose in the Usos' corner. And they're looking for it again. Jimmy Uso... Scoop slam to Dean. Jey up on the top rope here. Thinking Uso splash, and he connects. Dean Ambrose is in trouble. Jey hooks the leg. 1, 2, here comes Seth. Oh, but he's not going to make it in time. As the Usos, they get the victory over the Shield. I'd have to say that's an upset. I would have expected the Shield to walk out with the win tonight. But the Usos, they get the job done. Seth Rollins didn't make it into the ring in time to save his partner. And the Usos have knocked off the Shield. They're going on to the final round to face the winner of SmackDown's match between the Ascension and the Brotherhood. They are one step closer to facing the Wyatt family and Over the Limit for the tag team titles. As you can see right here, this is the move that finished it off. That splash from the top. And that was all she wrote. That was Goodnight Irene for Dean Ambrose. And the Shield, they lose yet again. Their downward spiral continues. And the Usos, they get a much-needed victory in their careers. They're going on to the final round. We could perhaps be looking at the next #1 contenders for the tag team titles as we take one more look at the bracket. So the Usos, they win their half of the bracket. We'll see what goes down this Friday on SmackDown. Who will be facing the Usos next week on Main Event. But now we're going to move on to the Triple Threat Divas matchup, as it is Nikki Bella making her entrance down to the ring to be taking on Naomi and Emma. So, when we look at the three divas right now, we have Naomi, who's had her differences with Emma over the past month or so. And, you know, the Funkadactyls have been losing a lot of matches. For that first month or so that they debuted, they were doing well. And then they I don't know, whatever they had, they just kind of lost their fire, or whatever the case was. They just really were on the losing path for quite a long time. Although it appears as though they've really just, all those losses have finally added up, and now they've just become more aggressive, and I think they could perhaps be on the verge of turning their careers around. Hopefully next year in 2K16 we can get some more divas added to the roster. I believe Sasha Banks was scanned, if I remember correctly. That information was, I think, back in like April or so that was a while ago. Or maybe it was May, I don't remember. But, yeah, that'd be something cool. And like I said, I'm looking to possibly utilize both 2K16 and 2K15 footage. So if there are any divas that were in this year's game that won't be in next year's game, which I highly doubt will be the case with anybody, because they're all still in the WWE, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they are. So I don't know if that'll really come into effect for this year's game, but nonetheless, I'm getting caught on another tangent. So, as we see, we have Nikki Bella, whose sister just lost the Divas Championship, who's going to be challenging Paige at Over the Limit in a rematch, cashing in her rematch clause. So, Nikki Bella, she's scuffled with Paige in the past, and, well, she didn't exactly come out on top. Last time I recall, she was tossed over the top rope to the floor and completely humiliated by Paige. So, Nikki Bella, a win here tonight could help. Perhaps if Brie would lose it Over the Limit, Nikki Bella could try to set herself in position so that she'd be the next diva to challenge for the Divas Championship. Try to pick up in her sister's footsteps and try to get revenge on Paige for her own transgressions. And then we have Naomi, who, like I said, has been getting more aggressive. Her rivalry with Emma over the past month or so, along with Cameron and Paige also kind of being tied into that. And then we have Emma, who is still undefeated since making her debut. She's defeated Cameron. She's defeated Naomi in singles competition. And, of course, having the Divas Champion Paige in your corner is never a bad thing. It's definitely going to help give Emma that good first impression, as she's done well with the opportunity she's been given. She's managed to score victories while also looking impressive in the ring. And I lost my train of thought. I hate when that happens. So Nikki Bella off the vertical suplex, although she counters Naomi now. As, you know, we could perhaps see some double teaming in this matchup from Nikki and Naomi on Emma, just considering Emma's the new diva in town. And you look at Nikki and Naomi. I mean, Naomi's still fairly new to the roster, but she's been here much longer than Emma has. At least, at this point, it's been at least 3 months that Naomi's been here longer. So I wouldn't really consider Naomi a rookie anymore. Whereas Emma, she's still fairly new. I consider her a rookie. So I could see perhaps Nikki and Naomi, whether it's a bit of jealousy or they're just trying to keep their own spots, their own sort of championship rankings alive, try to keep themselves in relevance in terms of the Divas Championship. Try to keep them relevant. If I can speak. Oh, look at that kick to the face into a reverse DDT. What a combination between those two. But, oh, look at that wheelbarrow stunner from Naomi. Just completely caught Nikki off guard, hung her out to dry there. As here's Naomi, she's going to toss Nikki out over the top rope. So I guess the double teaming stage has passed, and now it's just every woman for herself. Hurricanrana by Nikki, as she sends Naomi flying across the ring. Emma, though, trying to perhaps crawl into the cover, just trying to get back to her feet. There she goes for the cover. That's a 1 count, but it's broken up by Nikki before a count of 2. As now Nikki delivers a strike to the face of Emma. Look at this, snapmare takedown. And she's going to set her up for that snap of the neck right there, the whiplash, sending Emma's head crashing into the mat there. As now Nikki sweeps out the legs of Naomi. As I know I said for Extreme Rules that the Bellas definitely could be defined as the divas, where that also kind of, you know, when you think of a diva, well, hang on for a second. Rack attack right there by Nikki Bella. Hooks the leg on Naomi. And for some reason, there's a rope break in a triple threat match. Okay, I guess that's always been the case. I just never realized that. Anywho, so as I was saying, I know I made a statement at Extreme Rules that, you know, when describing Paige, she wasn't really the typical diva. Whereas, you know, some of the divas that I had described, you know, like Summer Rae, Brie, and Nikki Bella, I had thrown them in the mix as well originally. Because, you know, a lot of the divas who would debut or would kind of make their appearance are a lot more flashy. They're more for their looks than their actual in-ring skill. And for a while, the Bellas were kind of in that category. But, you know, as of late in Universe Mode, they've really been stepping up their game. They've been utilizing some more technical offense. Nikki stepping out into more of a powerhouse role. Not quite so much as I would imagine a Beth Phoenix or a Natalya, but Nikki, she is, you know, developing herself into more of a powerhouse style of diva. She gets sent flying over the top rope. I hope she's okay. That was a very ugly landing right there. That was not a good fall at all. And then, you know, Brie Bella turning more into speed, more technical submission style moves like the single leg Boston Crab. But at the moment, Nikki, you know, after taking that fall out to the floor, she's in trouble, trying to get back to her feet. and Naomi realizes this. She's perhaps trying to look to finish off Emma, and instead goes after Nikki Bella, trying to make sure she stays down and out of this matchup. And now Naomi going after Emma here as she throws her way. Oh, what a kick to the head! What a beautiful boot to the side of the head of Emma. May have just knocked her out cold. Naomi hooks the leg on Emma. She could have her beat here. 1, 2, 3. Nikki Bella cannot get back in the ring in time. Naomi wins this triple threat matchup. And that's a big victory for Naomi. She finally gets a win over Emma. And it had been a long time coming for Naomi. I mean, over the past month, it's just been loss after loss for the Funkadactyls at the hands of either Emma or Paige. So Naomi finally gets some revenge on Emma there. As you see, this was a very back and forth match between all three of these women. They all got their offense in, but in the end, it was Naomi who struck last and stands tall at the end of the night. And Naomi, now she can celebrate there, but oh, wait a minute, her celebration might be short-lived. As the Bella's music is playing, okay, where are you, Brie? Where are you coming from? Oh, from behind! Right where Naomi wasn't expecting it. Brie Bella blindsiding Naomi, taking her out here tonight. So Brie Bella sending a bit of a message to the Divas Champion Paige, as well as to Naomi here tonight. Although I believe that message was directed more at Paige, less than it was Naomi, as Brie Bella, she's got to get prepared for Over the Limit for the Divas Championship match. So she's going to make a statement out of Naomi while she can here tonight. And now we're moving on to the main event for the episode, as it's Curtis Axel taking on the U.S. champ Cesaro. And Curtis Axel, of course, formerly a member of the now defunct Viva Perfecto tag team, as Alberto Del Rio, following their match in the tournament against the Shield, following their defeat, Del Rio attacked Curtis Axel and stabbed him in the back. So now Curtis Axel, well, he wants to get revenge on Del Rio, but at the same time, Axel's been gunning for the United States Championship. And, oh, wait a minute. What is Alberto doing here? I don't even know if Cesaro noticed Del Rio was there. Perhaps Cesaro, he just doesn't care. He doesn't want to get involved in Del Rio and Axel's personal business. Cesaro's just out here tonight to do his job, get the win, and go home. Get prepared for the next matchup, the next title defense he'll be having. But of course, he does have a long history with Del Rio, so Cesaro, I'm sure he's not too happy about Del Rio being ringside for this matchup. As Del Rio, at this point, or not Del Rio, Cesaro, he's just kind of getting caught in the middle of this at the moment, as he's facing Axel here tonight, just trying to do his job, just trying to compete. And now he's got Del Rio out here at ringside, who, you know, he's got his own history with both Axel and Cesaro, so, man, this is an interesting situation that's developing right here. But meanwhile, the match continues as Curtis Axel delivers a nice short arm clothesline right there to Cesaro, and now ramming Cesaro's head into the mat. It's Curtis Axel looking to gain the upper hand early on the Swiss Superman. So Axel here tonight, he's going to want to keep his offense fast and furious, as Cesaro, he's obviously going to outpower Curtis Axel here. Axel has realized that in the past, and he's been defeated because of Cesaro's, you know, ability in the ring. So Curtis Axel, he has faced Cesaro before, and he's going to use that knowledge to his advantage tonight. That doesn't necessarily mean he has what it takes to get the win, but he at least knows a little bit more about Cesaro's arsenal. He's been able to scout him out for Cesaro's several matches against Del Rio, and, you know, the one time that he did face off against Axel. But now that Cesaro has won the U.S. title, and Del Rio, basically, he used his rematch clause, so he's no longer the #1 contender, which would leave Curtis Axel next in the pecking order, at least for the moment. Although now that superstars have been brought over from SmackDown, the ranking is going to get jumbled up a little bit, but still, most of those superstars are fairly new, so Axel, if he wants a shot at the U.S. title, now is the best opportunity for him to get one, before all the SmackDown superstars can make the adjustment. And, you know, once you're on a new show, you kind of have to win a few matches first before you figure out where you are in the standings. And, you know, by the time we get past Over the Limit, we should know, like, who's where, who's next to be in contention. It'll all start falling into place. So right now, Axel, this is his opportunity, his time to get some victories, and especially a win over Cesaro here tonight immediately would put him in the United States Championship match at Over the Limit. So Axel, he can't afford to make a bad impression here tonight. He has to get this victory. As he hangs up Cesaro on the turnbuckle there. Snake eyes. As now he picks Cesaro up to his feet. Look at Curtis Axel. Swinging neck breaker right there by Curtis Axel. Into the cover. That's 1, 2, 3. Oh, ooh, close call there for Cesaro. He only barely beat the 3 count there. And now Axel just lying in wait, positioning Cesaro, looking for that Hangman's neck breaker right there. And that could put Cesaro away, but look at this. Look at this. Del Rio up on the apron. He's not even in the match. And he's out here just trying to thwart Curtis Axel's match against Cesaro, trying to thwart his attempts at victory. Gave Cesaro enough time to recover to kick out, as now Axel and Cesaro will continue to battle it out. Del Rio still hearing an earful from the referee here. I mean, come on, the referee's got to control Del Rio in this matchup. And Cesaro's ducking outside the ring now. I think Cesaro just going out there to kind of give Del Rio a bit of a warning to stay out of this matchup. Otherwise, he's going to have to answer to Cesaro. As now, that gave a distraction for Axel to capitalize. Knee right to the skull. But again, Del Rio up on the apron to distract the referee again, so Axel can't even get the pinfall. And the referee continues. Well, the referee, it looks as though he's finally ejected Del Rio from ringside. The referee's going to have none of that, as this match will continue on. Curtis Axel looking for a DDT. Countered by Cesaro into an arm breaker. As now we can actually have this matchup, take place without any outside interference from Del Rio. We can have an actual wrestling match now. But Cesaro, he needed to take a moment there to just kind of catch his breath, step outside the ring, get a moment to recover. But Curtis Axel immediately, as he steps in the ring, hits him with another Hangman's neck breaker. And Axel now, he's looking to go for the cover, hooks the leg on Cesaro, but he's unaware of his ring presence. How many times do I have to say this? Curtis Axel, he was not paying attention to where he was in the ring, and that gave Cesaro the chance to get the rope break. This is just simple stuff that these people are not getting. They're missing these simple things that are costing them matches. And Curtis Axel, that's almost a rookie mistake, but he's been in this universe mode for some time. He can't afford to be making these kinds of mistakes. It's just not good for his career. There's no way he's going to be United States champion if he keeps making mistakes like that. Cesaro now, wait a minute, roll up here by Curtis Axel into a small package, 2 count, but now it's Cesaro who rolls it over, 2 count, could have him, but no, Axel kicks out at the last second. Oof, that was a close call for Axel now. Think about it, if he had paid attention to where he was, Cesaro hadn't gotten the rope break, Axel may have already won this matchup. He could be sitting in the back right now with some ice, just recovering and, thinking to himself, yeah, I just beat the U.S. champ. He could be the #1 contender, but he didn't pull Cesaro away from the ropes. That time he had Cesaro in the center of the ring, but Cesaro kicks at it too. Cesaro back to his feet now as he throws Curtis Axel over there into the corner. Knee lifts right to the gut of Curtis Axel. As Axel now, well, he may have missed his chance as Cesaro putting him in position for that gut-wrench suplex. As he hits it right there, Curtis Axel now taken down by Cesaro. And Cesaro, well, he's not going to give Curtis Axel another chance. He's not wasting any time. After hitting the gut wrench, he's looking for the neutralizer. He's looking to put this match to bed. And he hits it right there. Neutralizer to Curtis Axel. Good night, sweet prince. That's it. Nobody kicks out from that. As that is it, folks. Cesaro hits the neutralizer, finishes off Curtis Axel. So the U.S. champ gets another victory despite all the... I mean, you might even have to give the assist to Del Rio from the interference early on. I mean, look, that Hangman's neckbreaker right there, I'm not saying it was guaranteed to finish off Cesaro, but it very well may have. We'll never know, as Del Rio got involved in the match, distracted the referee, and, one way or another, it led to a Cesaro victory. as he did manage to defeat Curtis Axel. Whether it was because of Del Rio's interference or not, we'll never know. But the point is, Del Rio interfered, and Cesaro wins. So you can make the assumptions however you want. Place the chips where they lie. That is it for this episode. I don't even think that cliche applied. But that's it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching, as Christian is out here too. I don't understand this. Keep on YouTubing.